Hi, good day to all of you. Today, we are going to talk about a very important factor in your professional life, in your career life, not only in that life, also in your personal life as well. That is none other than strategic leadership. Why do we call strategic leadership? Two words, leadership and strategic. So, leadership is there's a common understanding in the society and also in the market that this leadership is managing people, right? And also when you add this strategic, why you need to be strategic? Let me explain why. So normally, first thing, keep in your mind, leadership is not managing people, right? It is what we call translating vision into reality. That is what is meant by leadership, translating the vision into reality. So we say strategic leadership. What do you mean by strategic leadership? That is none other than the ability to influence others for long term success. If we take an organization or an institute as the example, all the businesses, all the organizations, they have a vision and a mission. Vision is what you foresee where you would be in 5 to 10 years, right? And the mission is what you call as the pathway, the road map. Yes, we do have this vision, and this is the way, this is the roadmap we are using to reach that goal. So, to do that, you need to influence your people, your staff, your colleagues, your subordinates, all. As a team, as the leader of a team, you need to have the capacity or the skill to influence those people. It is something goes beyond managing, focus on vision and the execution part. And also ultimately you all will be derived at and achieve the goal, which means it is a sustainable growth for your company or your organization. Why strategic leadership? Why does it matter? It is the one that's shaping the organization's future, where this company would be, whether it will be a grown, it will be a expanded, it will be a valued company, right? Also, that vision, yes, the leader has a vision, the people, the employees, you need to you need to have alignment in between the vision and the people. That also is done through this strategic leadership. And also, not only that, you need to ensure the adaptability in uncertain environments. We all know, as Sri Lankans and also in the world, we had this pandemic thing, COVID. There were times where, and also to my knowledge, I personally know, at that time, some of the companies, they cut off the staff. They reduced their salaries because they had no other option. Because they need to sustain, they need to be in the market, they need to have their own survival. That is why the strategic leader, he should have plans. Because even though we plan so many things considering, but there will be so many problems, so many environmental issues, so many social issues that will come into your company or to the organization. As a strategic leader, you need to have the skill, you need to have the skill and the knowledge, know how to sail your boat right throughout this rough sea. That is also a part of it. And also, let me tell you what are the core attributes of a strategic leader. We all say that I am a leader, you are a leader, we all are leaders. Yes, we all are leaders. So, in the world, the academics and also the people who are doing observations, who are writing books, who are observing how the things are happening, they have found out few points what the qualities, the attributes, or the characteristics that a strategic leader should have. One is the visionary thinking. What do you mean by visionary thinking? You think ahead, not the next moment. Normally, in sales and marketing or in an organization, there is a two way of thinking. One is called the STP, second one is called the LTP. What do you mean by STP? Short term plans. Short term plans which are made for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years max. And what do you mean by LTP? LTP is long term plan. Mostly the long term plans are done 5 years and ahead, 5 years and above 5 years, ahead of 5 years. So the strategic leader should have the ability to think and to derive at goals where this company would be under his leadership. So that is what we call the visionary leadership. And also, in life we have found people, day-to-day life also, where they are very weak in taking decisions. Wherever necessary, this strategic leader should be able to take strong decisions. And also, not only that, he should be have the quality of being adaptable to any environment, any situation. Not only that, he needs to be flexible as well. And also another factor which is considered as one of the most important ones, the integrity and the ethics. And also finally, what matters is inspiring people and motivating others towards the goal. If you don't have the skill, if you don't have the ability to inspire people, give hopes, give a roadmap, way of doing things, and motivate them through that path for the success of the company or the organization, that is also one of the very important things, right? So keep everything in mind. And also, let's say, what are the key practices of a strategic leadership? To everything, there are key practices. You just take a player, a cricket player, a batsman, he has his practices. So likewise, as a strategic leader, you need to set clear vision and mission. No hanky-panky, no round the bush. Just clear, transparent and visible. Very clear. This is where I want to be. I want to be the best company in this market within 5 years. Yes, we have dreams, we have fantasies. But how to derive at that? How to reach that goal? So he need to have the skill to draft or to write down or to plan the mission as well. Then also, now to go to achieve this target or the goal, you need to have very high performing teams. Maybe for some reasons the company had been kept or they were very slow in achieving things. So with that attitude, with that morale, the company won't survive. So therefore, you need to have the skill to build a high performance team. Under that, there are many factors which we will be discussing later. And also, no company will be developed if they don't do, company or organization, go for innovations. keep these two words in mind. There are two words: innovation and renovation. Innovation is what you make new, brand new stuff. Renovation is you give a new facelift, new value additions to what you are already doing, right? So you need to be a person who can drive the innovation and this change. And also, whilst working towards those goals, the vision for 5 years, in between there are short term goals and long term goals. You need to have a very clear mind, very clear understanding on that as well, to drive the growth. And not only that, any company or any organization, there's a set of people called stakeholders. I will not be discussing who a stakeholder is, but when I say stakeholder, you know who a stakeholder is. So you need to manage them, because this is not a solo game. This is not a solo game. This is a team game. This is a team effort and team environment. So you need to manage that team as well. Okay, having said that, don't think, don't assume that this leader or the guy who is at the leadership position will not be having any challenges. He has so many challenges. Namely, I'll tell you what, resistant to change. Because we know in any company or in organization, there are people who are reading the books of old school. And they have been used to this kind of a system for long, and they are hesitant to do the changes. They assume and they think and they believe, no, the way that I do is okay, so I don't want to change. So if we are running that marathon, all the guys who are carrying the baton should run at the same pace. So therefore you need to change those people, motivate those people. And also another thing, this market is very uncertain. We are living in a very ambiguous world. So you need to do the adaptation, the changes, flexibility, everything matters. To be online, go on par with the environmental uncertainty and the market. And also, you need to have the quality of balancing people versus profit. Now we all, as individuals, me, you, we have certain expectations, certain fantasies, certain ideas, certain hopes. So by human is a kind of an animal who always has unsatisfying needs. So you need to balance them as well, because ultimate objective is go for the profit. You need to have profits to run an organization or business or whatever, because otherwise definitely that company will be a flop. It will be a failure. And also, when you are under this environmental pressure, people's pressure, monetary pressure, everything, that means you are always under pressure. So you need to be very consistent maintaining this pressure. That is also very important. And also, there are so many case studies that we could do, right? We can take maybe Apple, the Steve Jobs, how he did it. Or maybe we can take a Sri Lankan corporate leader and do the case study. So those are the things that we need to do in this module, which I will be taking you through. At the end of the session, I am giving you the knowledge and the authority and the skills for you to do a strategic leadership lecture for me. That is my ultimate objective. So now, in conclusion, keep this in mind. Strategic leaders are visionary change makers. I very nicely, very quietly, I explain what the visionary leadership is. And also you need to align few things, that is align the people, align the purpose and the performance as well. So as Mr. Warren Bennis said, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. I guess you got some kind of idea today. This is the introduction part. So that is what a strategic leadership is. Thank you very much. All the best to you.